Hello, welcome to the Voice of Azerbaijan. Our contact number is 22364080. Today we will have an article with the title Our Mother Language and the Iranian Government Policy. This article reflects my own experience in South Azerbaijan, the occupied land by Iran's regime, at schools, university, and in the system. When somebody asks me about my mother language and what my mother language is, instead of answering, I remember the pain from my childhood, the pain from the school hours, and the pain from living in such a system, assimilation and replacement system. I say and answer my mother language is Azerbaijani Turkish. If I tell the truth, it seems like a tragedy. But I am sure the word tragedy cannot explain the pain and the situation in South Azerbaijan. I was born in South Azerbaijan, the occupied land by so-called Iran, with the population over 30 million located in northwest Iran. Iran, the land in where the human right is never respected. In this land, all the non-Farsi speaker nations are obliged to forget about their mother language and replace with Farsi. Farsi, the language of another ethnic group that the government is running by at the moment. Our nations are not allowed to learn their mother languages at schools, and the government uses any kind of method to keep these nations far from their mother language. What this system does kills the non-Persian language, and it means totally linguistic genocide. And the result totally means killing the identity of the nation. I'm one of the example, South Azerbaijani Turk. I have been kept far from my mother language at school, university, and in the system since I was born. My parents had the same situation, and I'm sure you have the same situation at the moment. But all of us were wondering why. Is there any wrong with my mother language? What is wrong with the government and the system? For sure, sharing the ideas about will help us to find the way to overcome this terrible situation. It is common in colonized lands that the newcomer government uses its own colonial power in any way to replace its own language with the mother language of the natives. The question arises here is, why mother language must be put on the table? Mother language is the life and the strong reason for people's identity. And as far as the people have their own identity and concern about, the colonial government cannot dictate its own rules, such as language, culture, traditions, and so on. This is exactly what we see in South Azerbaijan these days. Although the whole system, the education system from primary school till university, the media such as TV, the radio, the newspaper, and colonial power force the people to forget their mother language, they still keep their own language because they are aware of the situation, and they try to save their mother language at any price. So inside South Azerbaijan, this replacement and assimilation policy cannot guarantee what the government wants. The other point is that the economic system in South Azerbaijan is kept weak and fragile by the government. There are a lot of people who are jobless, and they are obliged to move to Farsi speaker areas looking for job. And this is exactly what the government wants. The economic system in Farsi speaker areas is unbelievably stronger than South Azerbaijan, and this process has started since the colonial government wanted to perform the policy of one country, one nation, and one language. The most disgusting idea that the world has ever experienced. The children in these families are not so safe in front of the replacement and assimilation system. In this case, I must say that the government seems to be the winner. But I have to add that Some families still resist to let their children change to this terrible system. The people continue fighting against this dirty policy. All the time one choice is on the table for Iran's regime, dehumanizing South Azerbaijani Turks everywhere in the society and media, and considering our people as second-degree citizens is a psychological and systematic war that our people face with all the time, and this is what our people, especially the children, must overcome. This matter is really serious when they live in Farsi-speaker areas. Unfortunately, sometimes they hide their own background to be safe in Farsi-speaker society, and they are digested in Persian government system. During the history, we experienced a lot of ways to treat and make the situation better, but they didn't work. So, as we see, still the assimilation system going on in South Azerbaijan by Iran's regime. We cannot stand for this situation anymore and let the government bury our identity and language. That is why these days Azerbaijanis make the voice louder and louder. That is why we shout every day and every moment in the stadiums, in the street, at schools and university. Long life to Azerbaijan. We want our independent South Azerbaijan back. Thanks for hearing. We continue with the music.